Getting thrown in the deep end in your first mining job. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video I just want to have a quick talk about how in today's current boom, especially in the underground space, a lot of people can get thrown in the deep end, unfortunately. So what do I mean? Well, whenever we have a boom like we've got on at the moment, there's a lot of entry-level people coming through, and that means that a lot of people need to be trained, but also there's a lot of movement in the top jobs as well. And whenever you get a lot of turnover in the top jobs, things can get a bit disjointed with things, and you can end up with a lot of new starters just basically being thrown in the deep end. So that's a good thing about what we do with the underground training, the Intro to Underground Mining course. We assume that you're going to be thrown in the deep end and give you all the tools to deal with it if it does happen to you. But the mines that I'm talking about are the mines around Australia, gold mines, and that are digging up metals for batteries and other like things. So this is a map around Australia where all these mines are located. Now the majority of these mines are going to have to hire entry-level people for their underground nipper and truck jobs, as well as offsider jobs. If you go to a mining town like Kalgoorlie or Mount Isa, people are even getting on service crew jobs. So it's just a matter of going to where the mining jobs are and giving them what they want, but also being prepared to be thrown in the deep end. Because currently, as it works, like if you get onboarded as a new nipper or a truck driver, you'll do the appropriate training down in Perth, and then you'll be moved out onto site. And when you get to site, you'll be buddied up or paired up with a buddy, and it'll be their job to show you what's going on down the hole, basically everything that you've learnt in Perth or in the site inductions. They'll be there to reinforce it and teach you how to drive the truck, or teach you what they want to do, nippering or offsiding, or whatever you're doing with service crew, that sort of stuff. Now, unfortunately, when we go through periods like this, we're in a boom, sometimes when you get your buddy, you can be a bit in the lap of the gods, unfortunately. And some of the reasons I say you can be thrown in the deep end, we've had people in the past that have done the training that have come through, and their feedback's been that the buddies either had not a lot of experience, or we've had other people where the buddy just wasn't into training because they were the 10th person that they'd been asked to train in the last 4 months. Those sort of things are going on. Other scenarios that we've had people come across is that the person that's supposed to be training them just got overlooked for a promotion, so they weren't in a very good headspace with teaching you how to do anything. There's all sorts of different scenarios that can happen when you're in a boom-like situation that we're in at the moment. And you need to, if you're getting into the mining industry, you need to assume that you're going to be thrown into the deep end, especially with the exploration and hard rock underground. So I know a lot of people get scared off by that, and they look at the surface jobs. But if you're looking at the surface jobs, you need to be aware of, this is what's happening with Roy Hill. By the end of March, they're turning, their whole fleet driverless, so all 96 trucks will be driverless, and that means that there's 300 truck drivers out on there here. They say that they're going to transfer a lot of the people over into other jobs, but if you've been paying attention to what's going on with Roy Hill and watching their job ads for the last 2 or 3 years, like we have been on our YouTube channel here, if you can go back and have a look at the job hunt videos there, you'll see all the Roy Hill truck driving ads stipulate that you've only got the job until they go automated. So in the original ads that we looked at a couple of years ago, it was supposed to be to the end of 2022 or when they turned on the automation, but everybody was left in no uncertainty that this was only a temporary job. So now that you've got all your 2 years experience at Roy Hill, where do you go? What do you do? And that's the problem, because there are large surface pit mines looking for people, but are they looking for 200 people? That's the thing. Whereas every hard rock underground mine in the country is having to put on green people as nippers and truck drivers. They just can't get anybody with any experience that wants to drive a truck or nipper, because if you've got any length of experience, you want the higher paying jobs, and that's what everybody's doing. So if you've got 12 months truck driving experience, you're trying to get a service crew job. If you've got 18 months service crew experience, you're trying to get charge up or the bogger. If you've been underground for 5 years and you're on a bogger, you're trying to get chained up on a jumbo. It's as simple as that. It's a natural pecking order of things. And that's why, when you're in a boom, there's a lot of movement around of people for both good and bad reasons, but that creates a bit of a minefield at the bottom for the people coming in. So if you're not preparing yourself to be dropped in the deep end, then you're probably not setting yourself up for success. And just relying on the company to prepare you. You know, sometimes, you know, the company tries really hard, they all try really hard, but like I said, if an important person just got moved on and the new person that comes in doesn't have much of an idea of what they're doing, then, you know, that's your opportunity shot to shit. And, you know, there's no other way to put it, it's just the way it is, unfortunately. So just be aware that, you know, even in a boom-like situation at the moment where there's lots of jobs around, you know, you still need to assume that you're going to be thrown in the deep end, and you need to prepare yourself accordingly. So I hope you found that information helpful, and if you could share it around and like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.